Hey guys, Tainted here. We're going to do a bracket prediction going into CoD Champs. So here we go, we've got Group A. It's going to be Millennium, Splice, Living the Dream and Revoltables. So what do we think?
100% Millennium and Splice. It's basically who gets first seed, who gets second seed. Haven't Splice had a good history against Mill on LAN?
With a new roster, I don't think they've played each other this whole game. After Splice made a roster change after one of the seasons, I think.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but
Not really sure.
I don't think they've
right.
played each other in like officials.
Yeah, I agree with Ryan. It's definitely a battle of first and second seed. I think those two 100% make it out.
Mill will probably be first seed, their LAN players.
Fair enough, alright, Group B.
Group B, we got Rise, Hyper Games, Apotheon, and Supremacy. What do we think?
Well, obviously I think Rise make it out in the first
100%.
seed. Hyper Games, extremely talented European squad. Some class them as online warriors, but they have, placed well at LANs. So, but other than that is where you got Supremacy, the French team, and Apotheon. I'm not entirely sure who's in that roster, but just by looking at the names, I'd probably say Rise and Hyper Games.
I think Hyper Games will definitely need to watch out for Apotheon though, because Hyper Games aren't like a top EU team, and you can't really take NA teams for granted. So Apotheon they'd have to watch out for them.
So Group C got Luminosity, Mind Freak, Fade Esports, and Chiefs. This is majority Oz pool. It's a pretty stacked pool, to be honest. I'm not sure about the others, but I've watched a lot of Fab and obviously Luminosity, a top North American team. I think out of all these pools, I think this is the pool of death for me. I expect Luminosity to make it out in first seed, but the second seed is a really big toss-up between MF and Fab, I'd say. I consider Fab like a top 4 European team, but MF have always stepped up at champs, so that's going to be a tough one.
My prediction for it is Mind Freak going to come out first seed, and I don't think Luminosity are going to make it. I got a feeling that Fab are going to take them out and take second seed.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Alright, then moving on. Group D, Ground Zero, Allegiance, Epsilon, and Pulse. I'm just going to go with Ground Zero. Used to be DT, probably going to take out Group D. I don't know who's in Allegiance.
I've heard that apparently they're good for an upset, but me personally, I have to support Epsilon and also the Watermelon Warrior killer.
It'll be Ground Zero and Epsilon, 100%.
Yeah.
Moving on. Group E, FaZe Clan, Elevate, Korn, and Giants Gaming. I think it's pretty obvious here as well. FaZe and Elevate. It's just who's first or second seed. That's a pretty hard call. This Elevate roster's they always show up on LAN, so they could easily take first seed here in this group. But that'll be a good game to watch.
You also, with FaZe Clan, obviously half the team is ex-Denial members, which won champs last year. I don't know, I just get this really good feeling that they're going to do well at champs. Better than they have in their regional games. They've been a top 4 team, but I expect them to get maybe even make it to the finals. I'm not sure. But I expect, FaZe and Elevate to make it out. So Group F, this is our pool. It consists of Infused, TK, Most Wanted, which is now Lethal Gaming, and us. Infused, really, really talented European squad. I think, what did they place at Stage 2 finals?
Second.
Yeah. So obviously, top 2 European team. TK, they've only just formed recently, probably around about the same time as us, to be honest. And, they've got veteran players in their team and also some really new good guns. Lethal Gaming, I don't know much about them. From what I've seen, they seem to be a GB squad, a good GB squad. Overall, it should be a good pool. We just got to take it one map at a time. I think our S&D experience will really help us in this pool. I expect us to make it out and probably Infused with us.
Alright, Pool G then. We've got Envy, Orbit, Cloud9 and Vitality. So off the bat, I think we can assume that Envy will make it out of the pool, and then it's pretty much a battle between, I'm going to eliminate Vitality and say that the ANZ team Orbit up against Cloud9 really to make that second spot. I don't really know how to predict it. I think if Orbit comes in hot, they can really scare Cloud9, but if I was to put money on it, I think Cloud9 come in second in that pool. What do you think?
I think Orbit, for them to actually make it out of that pool, they're going to have to take both S&Ds. They're going to have to just do really well in the S&Ds and just like snatch one respawn. I'm not sure what, probably CTF is the more random respawn that I would like have them taking, but yeah, Cloud9, I've watched them play like the types of Optic, and they've been doing really well against them, so like I said, I think Orbit have to really do well in the S&D games.
I do see it possible though. I do see Orbit beating them, but it would have to be like them playing out of their minds.
Yeah. So the final group is Group H. It's Optic Gaming, Complexity, Panda, and Team LDLC. Obviously, I think we have to go with Optic to make it out of that pool. And I'd probably take Cole. I think this is probably one of the easier, more straightforward pools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panda could possibly upset Cole. Apparently they're pretty good.
Panda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they've been grinding. I don't really know how well Complexity's been playing lately, but I think it will be Optic, Complexity, probably those two.
Yeah.
Alright, so that does it. That's our champs predictions.
Well, for me, some of the teams that I'm really looking at champs that I think will do really well. The main one for me, obviously, I have to go with Optic, but also FaZe. Like I said, I feel like they're going to do really well at champs. Infused or Millennium, again, really good European squads. They could probably pull something out. They've been doing really well against North American teams this year so far. It's sort of the same thing with Splice. But with the Aussies, we've been really well known for our S&D gameplay, and that's pulled us through the winners bracket and the losers bracket in previous years to our top 6 placings. So I'd say right now, in terms of S&D, if Chiefs make it out of pool, they're a good S&D team. But MF as well. Obviously, I honestly feel that we're going to do well. That's just my personal opinion. We're a good S&D squad, and I think if we make it through to the bracket, that will help us a lot.
I mean, I think they will do really well, but not us. I think MyFreak will do well, and I think Splice will, because Splice seemed to play really well against the NA teams, and didn't they go over for one of the MLGs? They went over to Anaheim or something, and they played really well against the Americans. So I think watch out for them, and MyFreak obviously. So yeah.
For me, just to start with, I think most likely I can see winning the whole event probably Optic, just from how much dedication they're putting into the game leading up to the event, and how it's pretty obvious how much they want it. You can just see from watching visions and whatnot. But I do think it'll be a Optic or Envy or someone in the finals. But in saying that, the top 4 European teams, should not be left out. I think they definitely can cause some upsets on all the top American teams. Millennium, Hyper Games, Infused, and Splice are all able to cause upsets, and I think MindFreak as well. You've got to watch out for them.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to agree with Optic, just the dedication they're putting in, their streams, whatever. They're just going really hard for champs. I think Infused are going to do really well if they make it out of pools, which I think they definitely will. They're just the last 2 events they've played against NA teams, they do really well. Like some series they don't necessarily win, but they're always like really, really close maps in my opinion. And I think, yeah, so Optic, Infuse, Mindfreak, and then I think Elevate are going to go really good at champs. Just because, as Ryan said before, they're a really good LAN team, and they're definitely going to show up in my opinion.